A very warm welcome to all the dignitaries over here. As always, we all love the Gujarat University song, and we would like to begin this beautiful moment by the university song. May I request everybody to please rise on their seats. Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan. Gujarat University apni, Gujarat University apni vidya tantapovan. Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan. Rashtra Chetna Kala Sadhana Khel Bhavana Vikse Vishwa Manvi Bani Gujarati Vishwa Sakal Maavil Se Sneha Samp Sakarani Sathe Dekhi Tu Sanmati Sauna Saat Ne Sangate Sau Siddh Kare Unnati Prem Bandhuta Samanata Na Pal Pal Prasre Spandan Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan, Vandan Abhinandan. Thank you so much. Once again, a warm welcome to all our dignitaries. May I request Vice Chancellor, Gujarat University, Professor Himanshu Pandya, to please welcome Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Honorable Vice Chairman, NITI Aayog, with a memento from Gujarat University. Welcome, sir. I would request Dr. Jagdish Bhavsar, Pro Vice Chancellor, Gujarat University, to please welcome Honorable Shri Bhupendrasinh, Honorable Cabinet Minister of Gujarat, with a memento from Gujarat University. Moving ahead, I would request Dr. P.M. Patel, Registrar, Gujarat University, to please welcome Dr. Neelam Patel, Senior Advisor, NITI Aayog, with a memento from Gujarat University. Once again, welcome everyone. We feel extremely privileged that you all welcome. We feel extremely privileged that you all have taken out time from your busy schedules to join us in this beautiful, momentous occasion. And now I would request and invite Director IIS, Dr. Sudhanshu Jangir, to share his remarks on Indian Institute of Sustainability under Gujarat University.
Good afternoon, everyone, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sudhanshu Jangir. I am the Director of Indian Institute of Sustainability. On behalf of Gujarat University, it is my pleasure to welcome you all on this historical day of launching new initiatives at the platform of Gujarat University, which was conceived by Mahatma Gandhi and established by Iron Man of India, Shri Sardar Patel. GU has been the playfield of visionary leaders such as Dr. Vikram Sarabhai and Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Bhai Modi. Today, India is touching new heights and moving towards $5 trillion economy by the schemes such as Poshan Abhiyan, Methanol economy, aspirational district, Digital India, Startup India, Jan Arogya Yojana, outcome framework, and the recent national monetization scheme for impactful and sustainable reforms. It is my honor to welcome the brain behind these schemes, the none other than our Dr. Rajiv Kumar, the Honorable Vice Chairman, NITI Aayog, one of the top economists of India. I request everyone and guests on the dais, let's welcome him with the standing ovation by putting hands together. Gujarat is the frontier in the education. Gujarat is the frontier in the education, and Gujarat University is the emblem of it. But the Gujarat is also touching heights in salt industry, law and civil aviation. Today Gujarat is having airport at small towns such as Mandvi, Mehsana and Amreli. Just due to efforts of the man in action, our beloved Honorable Minister Shri Bhupendrasinh ji. It is an honor to welcome you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him with a big round of applause. It is a pleasure to introduce Professor Himanshu Pandya, the Honorable Vice Chancellor and Chairperson of Indian Institute of Sustainability. I welcome you, sir, and thank you for your support and motivation. I also welcome Dr. Neelam Patel, Senior Advisor NITI Aayog. आज के ऐतिहासिक दिन का कार्यक्रम मैडम के भागीरथी प्रयासों से ही संभव हुआ है. Thank you, ma'am. I welcome Dr. Jagdish Bhavsar, sir, Pro Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University. It is also honor for us to welcome Shri Ravindra Pratap Singh ji. I also welcome Registrar, sir. I also welcome all the members of Strategic Council of GU and Advisory Board of IIS. It is my honor to welcome member of Executive Council, Academic Council, Directors, Dean, Faculty members, students, startup founders, GUSEC, AIC GUSEC, IDSR team and everyone present here. मैं मीडिया के मित्रों का भी हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं जो इस कार्यक्रम के कवरेज के लिए उपस्थित हुए हैं. The recent initiative of Gujarat University, the Indian Institute of Sustainability, serve as the nexus of research, practice and training by adopting the 4 I's: identification, innovation, integration and implementation. We have 14 focus areas of sustainability. But next 2 years, we will be more focusing on agriculture, water and climate change. हम सब आज अखंड भारत और आत्मनिर्भर भारत की बात कर रहे हैं. कृषि उद्यमिता और जल भारत की हर दिशा को जोड़ता है. गुजरात का केसर आम पंजाब जाता है, कश्मीर का केसर यहाँ आता है. गुजरात की मूंगफली आसाम जाती है और बिहार से लीची गुजरात आती है. गुजरात का जीरा हर भारतीय रसोई को की शोभा बढ़ाता है और केरला की काली मिर्च गुजरात आती है. हमारे यहाँ की कामधेनु से निकला दूध, दही और मक्खन भारतीयों को नई ऊर्जा देता है. भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था का मूल आधार कृषि है. There is a serious need of tapping in agriculture entrepreneurship towards $5 trillion economy. Gujarat University has taken leap forward in this direction. Therefore, under the able leadership of our Honorable Education Minister and Honorable Vice Chancellor, today India's first, it's not only Gujarat first, it is India's first and even probably the world's first MBA program in agripreneurship and value chain management is going to be launched. For this program, IIS has signed MOU with United Nations, NAFED, NITI Aayog, Pennsylvania State University and leading institutions across the globe. मित्रों, ये एक सिर्फ एकेडमिक प्रोग्राम नहीं है, ये एक नई क्रांति की शुरुआत है. With the support of Honorable Vice Chairman Sir and Minister Sir, we will dedicatedly put our efforts for creating the new breed of Dr. Kurian and assure you to develop at least 100 Dr. Kurian by the 100th Independence Day of India, who will work making India self-reliant and quadrillion dollar economy, as well as in the leader in SDGs by giving double-digit growth. It is possible. Yes, it is possible because the 3 words which you are looking under our emblem, yoga hai karmasu kosalam, they are our values, they are our commitment, they are our sentiment and they are our vichardhara. ऐसी विचारधारा जो नूतन भी है, पुरातन भी है और सनातन भी है, इस विचारधारा ने राष्ट्र पुरुषों को विकसित किया था, किया है और करती रहेगी. थैंक यू वेरी मच लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन. आई वेलकम यू ऑल. थैंक यू.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया डॉक्टर सुधांशु. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया एक बार फिर से कि आपने हम सबको इतना encourage किया अपने शब्दों से. And moving ahead now, I would like to invite over here our Vice Chancellor Gujarat University, Professor Himanshu Pandya, to please set the context and welcome everyone officially.
सुधांशु का स्पीच काफ़ी इमोशनल था, बहुत स्वाभाविक है. when you work for something and when you see it happening, it gives you immense pleasure. Congratulations, Sudhanshu. Respected Rajiv Kumar sir, who is Deputy Chairman of Planning Commission. If you look at the history of Planning Commission, earlier there were two concepts. One was capitalism, practiced by the so-called developed nations, and another one was the commensalism, what we call it the socialist way of life. It nurtured around 1950, then around 80, for 30 years, when the world government started thinking about the planning and execution of the ideas and how to live a sustainable life, they tried to explore the outcome of that 30 years of practices. Come what may, it's agriculture, your cooperation sector, your healthcare, or whatever you want to label. Then from 80 to 90, again there was a paradigm shift. People were thinking of more open and global economy, global market. Then after 90, people have started thinking about the real development, the planning of the country's economy and development. So from 90 onwards, people started working on clustering of the ideas and networking of the events. You have $1 million available for healthcare, but health department is not talking to the cooperation sector. You have millions and millions of dollars available for agriculture, but they are not talking to the technology. So there was a huge gap between understanding each other. But when we have, a person like Mr. Rajiv Kumar, who envisaged the future of this country, how we can coordinate and network for the better tomorrow, we can see the fruits around us. Now we are leading in every sector. Friends, we need to believe that we are leading. Every time when you are asked that what is the best system to study, we have many examples before us. So-and-so university is excellent, so-and-so institution is excellent. But when you look at the production of the individuals which are coming out of this institution, it is something really remarkable and very encouraging, I tell you. You will find the excellent workers from the very common institutions. Being a state university, I can assure you that the strength of the university is not lying within the infrastructure of the campus. It is there within you people. If you understand your responsibilities before your duties and before your rights, I think that is the take-home message for each and every one of us here. We are aware that what we are eligible for. We are aware that what are our rights, but we hardly understand our responsibilities and practices what we are supposed to deliver. इस देश को सबसे महान बनना है, इसीलिए हमको आज एक नए अर्जुन की ज़रूरत है, एक नए कृष्ण की ज़रूरत है जो कि अर्जुन बनाए. And I think ये जो campuses है, where we are sitting here and disseminating knowledge and trying to network the brilliance in the campuses, that is how we need institution like Institute of Sustainability. We were discussing this sustainability upstairs. What is sustainability exactly? So in Sanskrit, people say akshunna vyavhar, जिसमें किसी का क्षय न हो, किसी भी राष्ट्रीय संपदा का, किसी भी जीव का. क्या हम ऐसी प्रणाली बना सकते हैं कि जिसमें 100% सस्टेनेबिलिटी प्रैक्टिस कर सके? No, we cannot. Then what is the idea? हमारे यहाँ कहा गया है कि जितना कम हो सके आपकी आसपास के सिस्टम को डैमेज करो, जहां तक हो सके मत करो. गिव देम टाइम टू रिजुविनेट फ्रॉम देयर ओल्ड कोर्सेस. हमारे व्यवहार इतने होने चाहिए कि चीजों का कभी भी क्षय ना हो. और ये तभी संभव है जब हम टाइम दें, जब हम चीजों को मौका दें. इसमें अगर एग्रीकल्चर में whatever is the post harvest loss is happening to us, we don't have that strong supply chain network which can provide 24/7 supply of goods. We don't have that understanding what is we are losing every day in terms of this post harvest losses. If we can coordinate all these parameters at one juncture, and if we can have a management in this particular parameter, we can do wonders. आज पुराने ज़माने में कहा जाता था कि भाई आप या तो विनिमय करो या व्यापार करो. विनिमय में ये चीज़ होती थी कि आपके पास द्रव्य है तो आप किसी धातु को दो, आपके पास अगर कोई लेदर है तो आप किसी मेटल वाले के पास जाओ. ये एक्सचेंज जो था, जो विनिमय था, उससे चीज़ों का क्षय कम होता था. आज समय नहीं है इतना कि जिस पे खुल के बात की जाए. वी आर डेफिनेटली मीटिंग इन फ्यूचर टू डिस्कस द कोर्स ऑफ दिस न्यू इनिशिएटिव व्हाट वी कॉल एज इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सस्टेनेबिलिटी, जहाँ पे वी नीड टू हैव अ रीजन स्पेसिफिक मॉडल. इफ यू हैव समथिंग टू प्रेजेंट फॉर द एरिड जोन इकोसिस्टम, can we replicate the same model to another arid zone ecosystem with slight modifications and the local requirements understanding? If we can produce such sort of models, that can be a pilot to implement for the policy. And I think that's how we can reduce and minimize the losses around us. We have to do a lot. We have to run very fast, but with caution. And for that, you all are needed to this system to understand and to disseminate the ideas of sustainability. आज हमारे बीच माननीय मंत्री जी जो पधारे हैं, he is always there to encourage us कि आप कोई भी नए initiatives लेते हो तो इसके पीछे कोई एक सोच होनी चाहिए. And when we share this idea with him just few months back, he says that इसको आप करोगे कैसे? Then we said it's more practical approach than the theoretical classes. We want to send our students to international institutions like Sudhanshu just mentioned. We have international partners also. We have local partners also. They have a global entity sort of a recognition. So we want to send you people there in that institution and learn what is exactly sustainability. So without taking much time, thank you very much for being here and listening to this conversation very carefully. And I can read on your faces that you want to deliver something, and being an institution, I assure you that you will get what you want. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for those words, for encouraging us, for motivating us, and also showing us a roadmap. Well, moving ahead, like he said, that he can read your faces and so can I. We are waiting for the initiatives that I had spoken about before our dignitaries arrived. And I would request our dignitaries to please exchange the statement of intent. And for that, I would like to invite on stage Dr. Sudhanshu Jangir, Director, IIS, and we have with us Dr. Neelam Patel, Senior Advisor, NITI Aayog. We'll be witnessing the exchange of the statement of intent between NITI Aayog and Gujarat University, an initiative to serve the aspirations of the people. A joyous occasion, a full opportunity for everyone. Congratulations, and we wish all the very best. Moving ahead, I would request our dignitaries to please launch the Institute of Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Skills in a new initiative of GUSEC under the Gujarat University to build academic and research capacity in areas of innovation, entrepreneurship and skills. Well, this will be launched virtually with the help of a curtain raiser over here. Heartiest congratulations on this launch, and I know that I had mentioned about so many activities that are taking place under GUSEC, and we've gathered for a few more initiatives. And moving ahead, we will be launching the MBA program on agripreneurship and value chain management under Indian Institute of Sustainability, IIS, and will be unveiling the program brochure. May I request the dignitaries to please do the honors. The official launch of the MBA program of Agripreneurship and Value Chain Management under IIS by our honorable dignitaries. To all the young minds, of course, GUSEC has provided all this effort, all the innovation, all the mentorship that has been required, and we wish that you all develop your skills and grow larger and bigger. Moving ahead, I would now like to invite over here Honorable Shri Bhupendrasinh, who is the Cabinet Minister of Education, Law and Justice, to share a few words with the audience.
श्रीमान डॉक्टर राजीव कुमार जी इस यूनिवर्सिटी के बड़े उत्साही वाइस चांसलर हिमांशु पंड्या जी, तालियां तो बजाओ। बहन नीलम बहन, हमारे दोस्त जगदीश भावसार जी, बड़े होशियार हैं सब। हमारे पत्रकार दोस्त, सभी मेहमान, और एक ताली आपके लिए। अब पूछो कि आपके लिए क्यों? इस सब्जेक्ट में, इस विषय में इतनी भारी संख्या में आप सब उपस्थित हैं, पूरा हॉल भरा है, इसीलिए मैंने आपको ताली बजाने को कहा है। क्या ठीक है राजीव कुमार जी? इतनी अच्छी संख्या में दोपहर हैं, और ये सब्जेक्ट में मैं 2015 से जुड़ा हूं। अभी हम जहां पर बैठे थे, इस विषय की पहली मीटिंग उसी कमरे में हुई थी। वहां हम सिर्फ 10 लोग थे। आज गुजरात सरकार ने विजय भाई रूपानी जी और नितिन भाई जी ने इसके लिए पैसे दिए और देश में सबसे पहले हमने स्टूडेंट स्टार्टअप इनोवेशन पॉलिसी SSIP, जब से देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी बने, जो इसी यूनिवर्सिटी के विद्यार्थी थे, after the independence, we had never heard the words like stand up, start up, digital India, make in India, new India, I can, we can. We had never. ये सिर्फ स्लोगन नहीं है, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने हर एक शब्द के पीछे विचार रखा है और देश के युवा के लिए ये शब्द, ये स्टार्टअप समाज की ढेर सारी समस्याएं, ढेर सारी, उसका सॉल्यूशन कौन लाएगा? युवाओं के दिमाग में और युवाओं के हाथ में ताकत है। कोई भी समस्या हो, इसीलिए तो मैंने 5 साल पहले वहां खड़े, यहां सुरेश प्रभु जी बैठे थे, मैंने उसका अर्थ समझाया था। समस्या का सुविधा के साथ समाधान, उसका नाम स्टार्टअप। कोई भी समस्या हो, कोई भी समस्या हो, उसका समाधान ढूंढना है सुविधा के साथ। आज हर एक क्षेत्र में स्काई इज द लिमिट फॉर यू। एजुकेशन में है, मेडिकल में है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में है, टूरिज्म में है, एग्रीकल्चर में, जिसका हम आज लॉन्च करने जा रहे हैं, MBA, PG, ये सब कोर्सेस। हर एक क्षेत्र में ढेर सारी समस्या भी है और मैंने कहा आपके दिमाग में और आपके हाथों में उसका सॉल्यूशन भी है। क्या कमी थी? कमी सिर्फ आपको तेज देने की और सुविधा देने की कमी थी। नरेंद्र भाई ने ये दोनों सुविधाएं और अपॉर्चुनिटी, स्टेज का मतलब है अपॉर्चुनिटी टू वर्क। डॉक्टर राजीव कुमार जी, आप वहीं से हर साल 1, 2, 3 अप्रैल को हैकाथॉन करते हैं। आप एक साल में एक बार करते हैं, हमारे सब युवा जुड़ते हैं, मगर गुजरात सरकार, हमारी सब यूनिवर्सिटी आपके साथ तो हैकाथॉन करती ही है। विद इन गुजरात भी हम हैकाथॉन करते हैं। और यहीं पर वासा जी बैठे हैं, एक्स प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ गुजरात चैम्बर। ऐसे लोगों को बुलाते हैं। और दूसरा इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि व्हेन ऑनरेबल नरेंद्र भाई वाज हियर, वी स्टार्टेड वाइब्रेंट गुजरात। 3 में ऐसे हॉल में शुरुआत किया, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19 कंटिन्यूसली वी हेल्ड। 3 में हम अकेले थे, 19 में सारा विश्व हमारे साथ था। स्पॉन्सर्ड बाय द डेवलपमेंट कंट्रीज, वाइब्रेंट गुजरात, जो इंडस्ट्री के लिए एक ही विस्तार था, आज इंडस्ट्री के लिए पूरा गुजरात है। इसीलिए गुजरात बाहर से और देश बाहर से जो इन्वेस्ट करने आते हैं उनको स्पेशल नॉलेज वाले युवा चाहिए, तो वो कहाँ से आएंगे? इसीलिए हमने ये दूसरा विद इन हैकाथॉन कंपटीशन का आयोजन भी किया है। मुझे तो आप बहुत सुनते हैं, हम सबको, प्रेस वालों को मेरे प्रवचन में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है। नीति आयोग के वाइस प्रेसिडेंट हैं, वाइस चेयरमैन हैं, तो आपको तो सुनना है, मुझे भी सुनना है। इसलिए मैं सिर्फ आज के कार्यक्रम का अभिनंदन करता हूं कि आज ये कार्यक्रम सिर्फ गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए लैंडमार्क नहीं होगा, पूरे गुजरात के लिए होगा, और एक दो चीज है तो देश के लिए भी होगा। आपने आज हर स्टार्ट, हमने महिला दिन 8 मार्च 2021 के दिन वी स्टार्ट किया था, WE, महिला स्टार्टअप। और महिलाओं में क्या स्किल है, हमसे आगे निकल गई है आज। आई एम रेडी टू गिव द प्रूफ। कॉन्वोकेशन में 50 गोल्ड मेडल हैं। मैं पूरे गुजरात की यूनिवर्सिटी की बात करता हूं, 50 में से 35 गोल्ड मेडल समझ रहे, हमारी बेटियों को मिलता है, बहन को मिलता है, महिला को मिलता है। इसीलिए हमने सोचा, हमारी विभावरी बहन ने, हमारी जो MOS है एजुकेशन में, कि साहब वी स्टार्ट करना है, और वी हैव स्टार्टेड वी स्टार्ट। आपने आज जयमीन भी के नाम से MSME चेयर का स्टार्टिंग हम करने जा रहे हैं। ओनली फॉर आपके ध्यान के लिए, पूरे देश में पहले परमिशन देन प्रोडक्शन, इन गुजरात पहले प्रोडक्शन देन परमिशन। हमारे विजय भाई रूपाणी ने बोला था भी, हाँ ये लैंड परमिशन है, ये रेवेन्यू परमिशन है, ये पोल्यूशन परमिशन है, कई ढेर सारी परमिशन है। पहले यू स्टार्ट, बिकॉज MSME में बहुत सारे बच्चों को, जिन्होंने ITI किया है, जिन्होंने डिप्लोमा किया है, तो उनको जॉब मिल सकती है। इसीलिए ये निर्णय लिया गया है। आज आप लॉन्च ऑफ IIS, फिर आपने देखा वो लेटर बिटवीन नीति आयोग गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी, और सबसे बढ़िया जो यहाँ पर कहा गया कि पूरे विश्व में शायद ये एग्री एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, एग्री, आवर इकोनॉमी इज बेस्ड ऑन एग्रीकल्चर। तो मैं बधाई देता हूँ हिमांशु भाई और उनकी टीम को कि ये अच्छा रास्ता निकाले। ऊपर और नीचे सब बैठे हुए, सभी के सभी लोग हम गांव से आते हैं, और मैं नहीं जुड़ा हूं तो मेरे पिताजी जुड़े थे, उनके पिताजी जुड़े थे। एग्रीकल्चर से हमारा नाता है, तो इसके लिए युवा पीढ़ी भी एग्रीकल्चर के साथ जुड़े, उसमें स्टार्टअप करे, इसलिए ये सब किया है। मैं आज बहुत मुश्किल से आया हूं। आज ट्यूसडे है, मंगलवार हमारा विजिटिंग डे है, MLA डे है, निकलते निकलते भी, मगर मैं MLA का माफी मांग लूंगा और अगले मंगल को मिल आऊंगा, मगर अगले मंगल राजीव जी नहीं होंगे, इसलिए मैं आया हूं। सब काम छोड़ करके मैं आया हूं। क्यों? इतना अच्छा कार्यक्रम, to appreciate Gujarat University also, both of my friends, हिमांशु भाई and जगदीश भाई, और वाइस चेयरमैन जी को मुझे भी सुनना है, इसीलिए मैं आया हूँ. आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ. ऑल द बेस्ट. जय जय गरवी गुजरात.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया भूपेंद्र जी एक बार फिर से. और तालियों की आवाज बता रही है, गड़गड़ाहट बता रही है, तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट बता रही है कि हमें आपको सुनना भी बहुत अच्छा लगता है. जैसा कि उन्होंने कहा कि यस, हम बहुत उत्सुक थे राजीव जी को सुनने के लिए भी. और अब बिल्कुल भी समय बर्बाद ना करते हुए मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी डॉक्टर राजीव कुमार जी को, एन इंडियन इकोनॉमिस्ट एंड करेंटली द ऑनरेबल वाइस चेयरमैन ऑफ नीति आयोग. प्लीज विद अ ह्यूज राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज लेट्स वेलकम द जेंटलमैन ऑन स्टेज.
Honorable Shri Bhupendrasinh Chudasma ji, Professor Himanshu Pandya, Dr. Jagdish Bhavsar, Dr. Jamin Vasa, MD Vasa Pharmachem, Dr. Lakshmi Bhavani, the Chief of UNICEF in Gujarat Field Office, friends, and particularly my young friends up there. Wonderful to be here, great pleasure to be here in the Gujarat University. मगर सच बात तो ये है कि माननीय शिक्षा मंत्री के भाषण के बाद अगर मुझ में समझ होती तो मैं कुछ ना बोलता और क्योंकि मैं जो भी कुछ कहूँगा वो कमी होगा आपके सबसे अच्छे उद्बोधन के बाद. बट I take the courage to speak here simply because being a product of the state university myself, Lucknow University, I feel great pleasure and great excitement to see a state university thriving like Gujarat University has done. I think this is a wonderful thing. A lot of our state universities have not been able to keep up with their own pedigree, with their own reputation, with their own past. They've seen a decline, they've seen a downfall, and that's a pity. That's a real pity because these state universities, like Gujarat universities, have produced some of the most brilliant alumni that the country has had. And the same is true with Gujarat University. तो मुझे इस बात की बहुत प्रसन्नता है, बहुत खुशी है कि ना सिर्फ गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी पुरानी तो है ही है, उसके धरोहर है, उसके इतने बड़े बड़े अलुमना हैं, मगर वो ये कि वो आने वाले दिनों में भी एक अच्छी अलुमना बनाने के लिए कटिबद्ध है. सबसे अच्छी बात ये है क्योंकि जैसा कि कहा भूपेंद्र सिंह जी ने हिमांशु पांड्या जी ने कि हमें और बहुत सारे कृष्ण और अर्जुन की आवश्यकता है और वो यहीं से होंगे, यहीं से उत्पन्न होंगे. तो मैं आप लोगों को बधाई भी देता हूं और आप लोगों को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं भी देता हूं कि आप इस पथ पे आगे चलते रहें. और the other very big thing is that it's really so heartening, so thrilling to see the formation of the Indian Institute of Sustainability. I think the only one of its kind so far in the country. I'm not sure whether it's perhaps the only one in the world at the moment. And especially because the current IPCC report that all of you must have read has warned us that we don't have too much time to take care of our own environment, of our own planet, the only planet that we have, and that the things are changing so rapidly that if we don't take care of sustainability, if we don't reverse what we have done so far, and if we don't take measures for mitigation and adaptation, then I'm afraid we are facing a disaster. And that disaster is of course unacceptable because that means that it's a disaster for all of us. So I think the Institute of Sustainability and its focus on making the economy lighter in resources, that's the way I like to put it very often. An economy where your use of natural resources is minimized, not maximized, I think is the need of the hour. Whether these resources are water, or this is soil, or it's minerals, or it's the environment, or it's your forest, the less you can consume of that, the more innovation that you can do to make new materials which use less of these resources, And the more you can make sure that you are into a circular economy, which is recycling these resources so that none of it goes waste, I think that's the only way forward for us going forward. And this has been our tradition. This has been our tradition. We are not a country. हमारी सभ्यता में कहीं पर भी वेस्ट था ही नहीं, और ना ही ये ज़्यादा था कि हम इतना उपभोग करें, इस तरह से उसको फेंकें, इस तरह से बर्बाद करें. बर्बादी के चिल्लाट पर हम जब बड़े हो रहे थे तो हमारे कोई आदेश था कि प्लेट में कुछ ना छूटे, और जो भी कुछ हो, अगर पेंसिल इतनी भी हो तो उसको बना के इस्तेमाल किया जाए. फेंकने की आदत हम लोगों में नहीं थी. यूज एंड थ्रो वाज नॉट आवर कल्चर, जो कि अब बन रहा है. तो मेरी अब आप सब लोगों से, ऑल ऑफ दोज हु आर सिटिंग अप देयर, I appeal to all of you to not fall prey to a consumerist culture which thrives in the fact that you show off by how much you consume. I think the time has come to show off by how much you conserve and not consume. I think that's the way to do it. And it's up to you. It's up to you to do so, and I hope you will do it. You will follow that model going forward. There is a lot to be gained. There's a lot to be achieved in conservation. There's a lot to be achieved in minimizing our needs and wants rather than being in the consumer society. And on agropreneurship, I must say this is a wonderful idea. I've been saying for years now that one sector where the rates of return are the highest by far, the rates of return are the highest are in agro-processing. I can vouch for it as an economist. There is so much waste in this sector. There is so much underutilization of capacity in this sector. There is so much more value to be added in this sector that anybody who is an agropreneur is bound to make a success both financially as well as, of course, in the sustainability realm. So I think starting an agropreneur course is a wonderful idea. I congratulate you, sir, and I congratulate Sudhanshu Jahangir for leading this, and I wish you all the very best. Now, just a thing that I don't want to take very long, because I'm sure the young people are as impatient as I was when I was young, but just a few thoughts, which is that, the IPCC report points out that the earth, our Vasundhara, can provide for what we need, but not provide for our greed. I think that's very clear. And I think this is where we need to think about how we want to go forward and what we want to do in the future. As an economist, I always read about the fact that economics is a science of limited means and unlimited demands and unlimited needs. That's what we were taught. There's a theory of utility, etc., etc. I put it to you, young friends, that we have to change this economics definition from a science of limited means, of course, but of rational demands and not of unlimited demands. And there's not a new thing. We have Professor I get the full name, I think KP Singh was the Vice Chancellor of Patiala University, did his thesis in Cambridge University on this very basis, that demands and needs cannot be unlimited, and we have to change that. And in our Indian tradition, this is a real fact. In our real Indian tradition, we have always believed that our needs have to be rational. Our needs have to be changing according to our age as we go forward. And our needs have to include a component of satisfaction, that you have to have satisfaction from your material consumption. And then the fact is that everybody has said कि जब आवे संतोष धन सब धन धूर समान. तो उसकी जो बात है, वो जो हम लोगों की जो अपना जो धरोहर है, अपना जो संस्कृति है, कि हमें कुछ बात इकोनॉमिक्स में भी, कुछ बात अपने आपस में भी जो है वो इसकी सेटिस्फैक्शन की, संतोष की भी करना चाहिए, कि कब संतोष होगा, कैसे संतोष होगा, उसका इम्पैक्ट हमारे इकोनॉमिक कैलकुलस में क्या आता है. आई थिंक दिस इज़ व्हाट वी नीड टू डू. और इस सब का इशारा इस तरफ है कि अब हमें वी कैन नॉट गो अलॉन्ग बाय बिजनेस एज यूजुअल. वी कैन नॉट. वी हैव टू थिंक न्यू. वी हैव टू थिंक आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स. वी हैव टू थिंक differently, and we have to think in line with our own tradition and our own civilization. And this is why I think the whole culture of startups, the whole culture of promoting innovations by young people who don't know any bounds, whose minds are completely open, I think such a good idea, And I really do want to congratulate the Gujarat government for having started this in a big way, because that's the way forward as we go. Just two more thoughts, and which is for the Institute of Sustainability. I think it'll do a country a big favor, maybe the world a big favor, by trying to calculate the gross environment product of the country. I think that's something that needs to be done. What is the gross environment product? Or the other way you can say, how to calculate the gross domestic product minus what you have used up of the environment, of the natural capital, as it is called. I think that's something which is waiting to be done. It's not so difficult. I've already seen some matrices which can provide this lead to you, where you can actually estimate the gross environment product of the country, and then you can be the first among the world. And for example, the gross environment product of Sikkim will probably be much higher, let's say, than the gross environment product of states nearby. So that's the idea, and that's, I think, what we need to focus upon. And lastly, friends, I have been a promoter of for the last 3 years, and I am very glad to see that the Institute of Sustainability will also focus on it, and which is the whole realm of agroecology. And agroecology means, to me, chemical-free agriculture. An agriculture which uses natural products, which reverses the climate, which reverses the soil degradation that we have seen in this country, where the organic soil carbon content improves so that it becomes the largest carbon sequestration program in the world, because you take the carbon from the atmosphere and you sequester it back into the soil, a form of agriculture that reduces water consumption by 50%, that completely eliminates the use of chemicals like chemical fertilizers, weedicides or pesticides. The very good news is that more than 30 lakh farmers are now practicing it in this country in a successful manner. And more than 2.5 to 3 lakh farmers are practicing it in this state. And I think this is the way forward, because in one stroke, by this one practice of agroecology, what you can achieve is better soil conditions, better weather conditions, better environment, lower water use and water conservation, and better health for those who consume natural products which are chemical free. So I appeal to all of you to give this a thought and to make sure that you now begin to promote in your own consumption behavior the consumption of natural products and not of unnatural and chemical laden products. I once again thank you all very much for giving me this opportunity, and all the very best.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar, for supporting the culture of innovation and opening our eyes and requesting us to move from the concept of consumerist to conserve. I hope that every individual listening you over here will follow that concept. Well, friends, with this, we've almost come to the end of this beautiful event, and may I request Mr. Rahul Bhakchandani, the Group CEO, Gujarat University, for his concluding remarks.
Thank you, Lipi. Let me first extend my heartiest thanks to Dr. Rajiv Kumar sir for gracing us with this occasion and giving us such a wonderful perspective on sustainability, on how to lead a life that could be sustainable, and something that we need to do as the entire civilization, not just a country. Honorable Minister, sir, thank you always for gracing your presence in our programs, for giving us the direction and guidance, and leading the way for the student startup and innovation movement that we've started under your honorable leadership in the last few years. Thank you to the leadership of Gujarat University, Honorable Vice Chancellor sir, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor sir, Registrar sir. Of course, heartiest thanks to Dr. Neelam Patel. Ma'am, thank you for bringing this event together and helping us coordinate on the back end. Thank you all the esteemed guests, faculty members, academicians, executive members, academic council members, all the students who have been patient today for some of the earlier delays that we had, and for being such a wonderful audience. So big round of applause for you all. Lastly, let me thank my colleagues Sudhanshu ji, Dheeraj ji, and our entire team at Gujarat University who has pulled off a wonderful program today. So thank you so much, and hope you take care and be safe.
Thank you, Rahul, and I think a huge round of applause for Rahul as well for concluding this event on such a high note. May I request everyone in the audience to rise for the national anthem before we disperse. Thank you so much once again, everybody, all the dignitaries, our esteemed guests.